Welcome to Destination San Diego, brought to you by Cox Communications and the San Diego Tourism Authority. Whether you're visiting for the first time or you're a native, it's easy to see that San Diego is pretty close to paradise. Boasting perpetually sunny skies, a majestic coastline, and picturesque mountains, San Diego's regions are so unique and diverse, there are endless places to discover something new. San Diego's Northeast region is known for its rustic beauty, diverse terrain, and miles of open spaces. It's an exceptional place to hike or bike, play a round of golf, or spend an afternoon at a local winery or on a craft beer tour. As you'll see, the options are endless. The city of San Diego is a pretty big place. With so much ground to cover, there's lots to discover in San Diego. While hipsters head to North Park and sun-soaked revelers hang out in Pacific Beach, the northeast side of San Diego offers a relaxed sophistication that appeals to history buffs and wine lovers alike. I'm in San Pasqual, in the northeast corner of the city of San Diego. Not far from here is one of San Diego's most popular tourist attractions, the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. The park is a must-see for many people in San Diego, but if you come to this area, be sure to save some time to explore outside of the park as well. Join me to discover the hidden cultural gems of northeastern San Diego. Just down the road from the Safari Park, you can peek into San Diego's past at the San Diego Archaeological Center. The center's on-site museum features changing exhibits and hands-on activities that explore 10,000 years of history in the San Diego region. Visitors can discover the rich lives of early Native Americans, as well as the many immigrant groups who have contributed to San Diego's archaeological record. Just across a bridge from the Archaeological Center, you'll find one of San Diego's most important historical sites. The San Pasqual Battlefield State Historic Park commemorates the Battle of San Pasqual, fought during the Mexican-American War in 1846. Visitors can immerse themselves in California history each weekend with exhibitions, living history presentations, and a movie about the battle.
Coming to living history or to battle reenactment and seeing the way everybody's dressed, they'll feel like they're back in the 1800s. And there's several of the volunteers that are on the cannon crew, and they dress up as American Dragoon soldiers. They man the cannon. So that's a lot of fun to do with your family. The kids really like that a lot. And he'll even give the children the opportunity to say ready, aim, and fire, and then he'll shoot the cannon.
Let's explore a different side of San Diego history at the Bernardo Winery. Founded in 1889, this was San Diego's first winery and is worth a visit for art lovers as well as wine lovers. The winery grounds are home to an artist's village full of beautiful things to discover. You can pick up original hand-blown glass art at the Stone and Glass Gallery. And of course, don't leave without sampling some of the winery's vintage. Another cool feature of the Bernardo Winery is the Vine Theater. You might not expect to find a black box theater on the grounds of a working vineyard, but this is where you can catch dance performances by the Mojole Dance Collective. Let's meet up with Faith Jensen-Ismay to find out more about this creative collective.
If someone was coming to see Mojole for the first time, they would see a combination of music coming to life, athleticism, often intimacy and performance and energy with the artists on stage. And there's really a lot for the people to come up here and do besides just the performance. Give yourself some time to browse through the bag cellar or the boutiques and the glass blowing. So we feel if people know about it, they can organize a whole beautiful Sunday afternoon.
After a full day of dance, art, and wine tasting, you'll want to unwind over dinner. Yanni's Bar and Grill in nearby Scripps Ranch is the perfect spot to end the day. Casual yet elegant, Yanni's serves up contemporary Northern Mediterranean specialties. As you can see, San Diego's Northeast is the perfect blend of refined but relaxed, offering a cultural experience away from the hustle and bustle. For more ideas on how to spend your day in the city's Northeast, visit our website, 4sd.com, and check out the Destination San Diego page. We'll be right back. Welcome back. San Diego is a high-tech leader and is celebrated as one of the country's smartest cities. But along with our high-tech future, our region also boasts a fascinating history. The old Mission San Luis Rey in Oceanside is a treasured, centuries-old landmark. Jack Gates takes us back to see the storied history of this mission.
Founded in 1798, the Mission San Luis Rey was the 18th of the Spanish missions on the West Coast. Time-lapse to now, the gleaming Oceanside mission is known for its size and those it helped.
There was an incredibly large Native American population here, and it became known as the King of the Missions because it was the largest, it still is the largest mission building.
Franciscan friars from Spain started the mission to spread Christianity to the Native Americans. In the early 1800s, Mexico won its independence from Spain.
The missions were secularized by the Mexican government in 1833, which means they took the property, they took everything.
As these old pictures show, the mission fell into ruin. Decades later, after the war with Mexico, the U.S. gained control of what became California.
Abraham Lincoln signed the document giving this mission back to the Catholic Church in 1865, just a couple weeks before his assassination.
When the Franciscans returned, the mission went from ruin to restoration. A seminary for Franciscans was established. In this 1957 photo, you see seminary students near a fountain. Now, here's what that same angle looks like. Some of the original arches have been preserved around the quadrangle. The rooms around the quadrangle have become a retreat for groups and individuals. Father David Ga oversees the half-dozen Franciscans who live at and staff the mission.
I know some people come here and it's just like going through a museum for them, but for most people, it's a spiritual place.
The spiritual center is the original church. There still are services in a large active Catholic congregation. But in the church, this earthquake warning sign is a cautionary concern.
The main problem with the church today, and it's a very serious problem, is that it's not retrofitted. These are adobe walls made out of, mud bricks. And if earthquake comes, it could be very seriously very dangerous.
The state and city mandate to reinforce the roof and walls with steel beams will cost more than $3 million. From Franciscans helping and serving people to now making an earthquake retrofit, it's become the #1 mission here at the mission.
The clock is ticking very quickly, and so we're working frantically. This is my main job right now, is to work on a capital campaign to raise money to save the church.
If money can't be raised for the retrofit, the always welcome church doors will shut for good.
It would be an enormous tragedy if it had to be closed because we couldn't retrofit it. So what to say? Trust in God? I don't know what to say.
Remaining faithful about a part of history then, trying to remain a part of history now.
The mission is truly one of San Diego's treasures, and a great place to spend an afternoon. Another local spot that has retained its rustic charm and the flavor of its early California heritage is Ramona. Jack Gates takes us back to Ramona's surprising beginnings.
Then, in 1923, Main Street in Ramona was just a dirt road. Now, here's the same all-grown-up view of Main Street. But to know Ramona, you do have to know the past.
There's a tremendous amount of history in this whole area.
Ken Woodward knows. He heads the Ramona Historical Museum started by his father, Guy Woodward. The museum recreates the 1880s, when Ramona was halfway on the busy stagecoach route between San Diego and the gold rush in Julian.
This was primarily a stage stop and a replenishment stop.
Now you can still see where those stagecoaches stopped on Main Street. There are still reminders of the stagecoach days. In 1893, as Ramona started to grow, the Main Street Town Hall was built.
It was specified that it would be a place for dances, it'd be a place for celebrations.
And the Town Hall building is still there on Main Street. This rural community has always been a getaway. In 1902, you could rent a tent in the Ramona countryside for $5 a week. And talk about a getaway, in 1916, construction started of the Ramona Castle.
It's really a great story about a very dynamic lady.
That lady, Amy Strong, was a wealthy San Diego dress designer. To get away and entertain guests, Strong supervised the building of this 12,000 square foot, 27-room house at the foot of Mount Woodson.
People of Ramona had never seen anything like this. I mean, you're talking about 1916.
And her home remains today, open to the public at the Mount Woodson Golf Club. And because a chalk line was never used during construction, everything is crooked.
The floors are out of square, the corners of the house are out of square, the floors slope in the wrong places, but that's what she wanted. Of course, there were always rumors about the castle, and people said there were seances being conducted out here by Amy. Many people happened to see this beautiful dining room with the signs of the zodiac painted along the walls. And so these rumors started as a result of that, but it wasn't true.
But it's a good yarn, just like another downtown landmark. I've been through Ramona a lot of times doing various stories, and I always wondered about this place, the Turkey Inn Tavern. What do turkeys have to do with Ramona? You're gonna gobble this up. In the 1930s, there were turkey farms all around here.
Ramona was known at that time as the turkey capital of the world.
Turkeys were so important to the Ramona economy, the town held a huge Turkey Day celebration with a Turkey Day parade. A turkey queen was crowned, and 20,000 people from Southern California flocked to the festivities.
In fact, they had a biplane that would zoom in over the skies of Ramona and drop little parachutes with turkey sandwiches attached to them. It really became a landmark event.
By the 1950s, developers bought up land and the turkey farms disappeared. But if you look around, plenty of stories remain about Ramona then and now.
We hope you've enjoyed learning a little something about San Diego's history, and we'll be back in a minute to show you more exciting ways to explore San Diego. Welcome back. One of the best ways to explore a new place is to get tips from the locals. From the surf to the city and everywhere in between, our local aficionados can give you the inside scoop on San Diego. So listen up as PGA-certified teaching professional and mom, Tina Mickelson, talks about her family's favorite places and what makes San Diego different for golf lovers.
Hi, I'm Tina Mickelson and I'm your guide to the good stuff. My three favorite areas for date night, first and foremost, would be North Park. There's always a new restaurant to try, and the neighborhood is making some great changes as well. Our second favorite place to go for date night would have to be the North County coastal area. There's some wonderful restaurants right on the beach, and so you can really enjoy a nice glass of wine, a great dinner as you hear the waves crash, and just enjoy the beach vibe. Third, I would say anywhere downtown. Just walk around and look at the different menus out on the sidewalks and pick a place we've never been before. There's so many things to do downtown besides just going to dinner. You can go to a concert, there's a lot of comedy shows going on. Whatever you're in the mood for, you can find downtown. There's so many things to do with kids in San Diego. It makes it nice as a parent, a lot easier to entertain them. We have the best zoo, in my opinion, in the world. The education that you get when you go to the zoo is wonderful, but also it's very close to Balboa Park itself. And Balboa Park has so many museums and places to take your kids. My son wants to go see the trains in Balboa Park, and then the Aerospace Museum. You can spend a whole day there and never run out of things to do. Mission Bay is massive. I love to either run or ride a bike or push the kids in the stroller all the way around the bay. Our favorite place to take the kids is this huge park. The kids can run down and play in the sand, and you're right next to the water. There's a lot of grass. They can bring their little plastic golf clubs and hit balls on the grass. I love to hike Torrey Pines. Taking walks up and down the beach is so much fun. Hiking Cowles Mountain. If I were to spend my perfect day with my family, we would go to breakfast somewhere like Hash House A Go-Go in Hillcrest, and then head down to SeaWorld early before the crowds get there, watch the Shamu show, wear the kids out, and then we would head over to Coronado and just play on the beach. Maybe have some dinner there in Coronado. That would be my perfect day with my family. Being able to be outside more than 300 days out of the year makes it very convenient as a parent to keep your kids occupied when there's so many things to do outside that don't have to be a big production. They can be very simple things, but still part of your kids' best memories. If I were to name one golf course that really embodies the vibe of San Diego, I'd have to say the golf course on Coronado Island. It is right there on the water, so you really get to enjoy the view of downtown, the ocean. You really get a feel for being in San Diego, but also it's a very casual public golf course. It's just a lot of fun and a very, very laid-back vibe. I think my favorite golf resort would have to be the Grand Del Mar. You can't beat the amenities here. The golf course is just beautiful. What I love about this course is you don't see any of the other holes. When you're standing on the tee box, you see this hole only. You're focused on your tee shot and what you're doing right now. If you're coming from out of town and your time is limited and you're limited to 3 public courses in San Diego, first on the list has to be Torrey Pines. You get to experience the wonderful views of the ocean, and you get to see the hang gliders and hear the waves crashing below, and it makes you care a little bit less about those bad shots. Second on the list would be Steele Canyon because it does offer such a variety of golf holes and a different climate, different environment out there. And I would say my third choice would have to be Madeiras for the same reason, just a different golf course. You feel like you are far removed, but it's not a long drive to get there. Playing golf in San Diego is different from other places that I've played because of the casual attitude. Everyone is very welcoming. It's a game that everybody loves, and it just makes everyone have a better time on the golf course. If I were to spend a perfect day just by myself on my own, it would start with a big breakfast somewhere like Poseidon or somewhere on the coast in Del Mar, and just be by the beach, listen to the waves crash, have your coffee, and then just take a nice long walk either on the beach or through the neighborhoods of Del Mar. You can have a few ideas of what you'd like to do and then just let the day take you where it takes you. Do a little shopping, like for example Mission Bay. There's some great bathing suit shops down there, some great little boutiques that you can head into, great sidewalk cafes. You can have lunch and just hang out. I also like to go up to North County off the 101 and Cedros, and you find not only great clothing boutiques, but a lot of great little shops for your home and little knickknacks and antiques and very, very different gift ideas. It's one-stop shop, but it's also a lot of fun. Then hit one of the spas nearby, get a nice massage. I love the spa at Estancia in La Jolla. I love the spa here at the Grand Del Mar. You don't have to look very far. You can do a quick Google search and so many come up very close to your location. I'd also throw dinner downtown in there as well, either downtown or Coronado. There's some great views in Coronado of either the bay or the ocean. There's some great views at restaurants in Hillcrest as well as downtown. So dinner in San Diego, it's very common to be able to accommodate a great dinner with a great view, especially at sunset.
I love the sound of Tina's perfect day in San Diego. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Our region is home to a lot of great art, but you'd have to work pretty hard to hide a giant sculpture garden, especially one by a world-famous artist. Yet the city of Escondido has done just that to follow the artist's wishes. Be sure to put this secret spot on your list. Not only is it beautiful, it's also an amazing place for a hands-on art experience.
They're on an adventure, Debbie Adamski and her out-of-town guests.
She says, let's go see something different.
I've known it was here for a few years now and have never been.
A small sign screams, no big deal. The walk even less revealing. And then,
Whoa.
I know, isn't it great?
through a maze, you leave the real world behind
Just take your breath away.
and enter a world of whimsical totems inside a circle of serpents.
They just scream out to be touched.
The smooth surface of polished stone, 30 types from around the world, 70 kinds of glass, thousands of tiles, and not a single do not touch sign.
It's very sensory. It stimulates your senses to see so many different kinds of materials and shapes.
A gift, literally.
Every single thing that you see here was paid for and built by Nikki.
Nikki de Saint-Phal, the famed French artist whose work is found in Balboa Park and around the world. Sadly, the art materials she used caused her emphysema. She spent her final decade in La Jolla and set her sights on creating Queen Califia's magical circle in Escondido.
I watched her talk to city council people about this, and she just pulled everybody into her dream.
She and her artisans built much of it in a local warehouse and trucked pieces to Kit Carson Park. Nikki died at 71. Her garden opened a year later.
It was sad and glorious at the same time because her dream was fulfilled. We just missed having her here.
The 9 totems she intentionally did not name, but the woman atop a majestic eagle, that's Queen Califia, a mythical character who ruled a magical island. It's believed she inspired the naming of California.
Quite a surprise.
So is finding the artist's handprint and the absence of a crowd.
She wanted it to be a sense of discovery and excitement that all of a sudden you come upon it.
And no ticket booth.
You need to see it in person.
Admission is free.
That's definitely one of San Diego's most unique spots. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Destination San Diego and that we've inspired you to go exploring in your own backyard. You can see all these stories and get more information on our website, 4sd.com, on the Destination San Diego page. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.